This lesson continues our study of transformations. I've given you a chart to help you take notes and also to help you study when we finish our investigation of transformations. This chart summarizes a lot of information in a small space. Okay, so what we've looked at so far is translations. And translations happen when you take your function rule f of x and you add a constant, either outside or inside. And notice that that happens when you either add or subtract a constant. That's why I use c. If you add the constant outside the function rule, you get a vertical translation of c units. So if you do f of x plus 5, you move the graph up 5 units. If you do f of x minus 5, it goes down 5 units. On the other hand, if you put your constant inside the parentheses and you do f of x minus c, you get a horizontal translation of c units. This one is counterintuitive. Typically, you would think that minus was to the left and plus was to the right. But in this case, if you have f of x plus 5 inside the parentheses, that plus 5 is going to move it to the left. On the other hand, if you had f of x minus 5 and the 5 was inside the parentheses, it would move to the right. Okay, you'll notice I've left the rest of the chart on this side blank because we have not yet studied what happens when you introduce a negative either outside or inside of the parentheses. That's what we'll look at next time. And then after that, we'll look at what happens when you multiply or divide by a constant. And at that time, you'll fill out the rest of this chart. One thing that helps me to remember all of this information is the following. When c, your constant, is outside of the function rule, you get a transformation that's intuitive and vertical. By intuitive, I mean it's what you would think. Adding moves it up, subtracting moves it down. On the other hand, when your c, or constant, is inside, then your transformation is counterintuitive and horizontal. By counterintuitive, I mean the opposite of what you might think. If you're adding inside the function rule, it moves to the left, and if you're subtracting, it moves to the right. Okay, easiest homework yet. I just want you to copy down this chart, leaving empty spaces, so that when we go over that in class in the next couple of days, you can fill that in. Okay? I think this chart will especially be helpful when you go to study before a test. All right, copy the chart. See you tomorrow.